Welcome to Panels and Borders. I'm Dominic, and this is another episode of Road to Dune. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about two things. First off is a little bit of news about Dune popped up on Twitter, and the second thing is why my attitude towards the casting of Oscar Isaac has completely flipped. So first things first. So this was tweeted out by Dune 2020 News. Been hearing rumors that Dune's post-production is close to being finished. The film score haven't been started yet, and there is still some VFX work to be done, but it seems like we're close to the final product. So now this is a rumor, so I don't know how solid this news is, but assuming it's true, it sounds like this whole situation we're in, the pandemic, is not affecting the production of this movie. Now, it has affected it in one sense. We were supposed to get some footage at CinemaCon, but CinemaCon got canceled because of the COVID thing. And now, and they were going to release some footage there and to the press, and they were going to report on it, but that never happened. So I don't know when that footage is going to be shown or when we're going to get a trailer. It seems like all that is up in the air because of what's going on. And now I have heard stories that people involved with the movie can finish up what they're doing on it from home, so they don't actually have to be mixing up with each other. Now, the other thing, as far as the score goes, if the score still has to be done, could that be affected by this pandemic? Because whenever I've watched like special features, especially about Star Wars, they always go into the soundtrack, and they always show John Williams in front of a full orchestra scoring the film. So I don't know if there's a way they can do it without actually all being in the one room or what. I have no idea. Well, I'm sure they could today. There has to be some way they can do it. So I'm hoping that the Dune 2020 is far enough along in its production that it won't be affected by this pandemic at all. And now I have heard, because I haven't heard any news as far as that to that effect, that it has been that it has caused any delays or it's impacted production at all. And the other thing is I heard absolutely no news about them moving the release date of the film. It's still going to be December, and so far there's no indication about it. And I think hopefully it's far enough along that they won't have to move it, and hopefully this whole pandemic thing will be over sooner rather than later. So that's that. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about is the casting of Oscar Isaac as Duke Leto. So this was announced over a year ago now. It was January of 2019, and I did a video on it. And at the time, I was not sold on this casting. I was open-minded to it, but I wasn't sold on the casting for a few reasons. Number one is I associated him way too much with Poe Dameron, and the last thing I seen him in was The Last Jedi, which I absolutely hated that movie. And so there was that taint in the back of my mind because of that. And a lot of people in the comment section of that video agreed with me. Now, the other thing is I thought he looked too young to play Duke Leto, and he looked like he'd be more of an older brother to Timothée Chalamet instead of a father. And then the other final reason was I didn't think he had the acting chops to be able to pull off the gravitas needed to play Duke Leto. So last night, I finally got around to watching The Rise of Skywalker. So I had nothing to do. It's on video on demand now, so I decided to rent it and watched it. And I noticed something had changed as I was watching that film. Since I did that original video about his casting news way back in January of last year, I've talked about Dune a lot since then, and his name has come up a lot since then in regard to Dune 2020. Now, as I was watching The Rise of Skywalker last night, every time Oscar Isaac was on screen, I kept thinking, he will make a formidable Duke, and I can't wait to see him as Duke Leto, and how is he going to look when he's Duke Leto? Every time I seen him, it was just Duke Leto, Duke Leto, Duke Leto, Duke Leto. So that association I had with him as Poe Dameron and The Last Jedi is gone. So when I see him now, I don't see Poe Dameron anymore. All I see is Duke Leto. Poe Dameron and The Last Jedi has been washed away, and I just totally 100% associate him with the role of Duke Leto and with the Dune 2020 film. So that's why my attitude has completely flipped over on that. And now when I see him, like in that picture right there, he has the beard and there's some gray in it. There's some gray in his hair. Now he looks more like Duke Leto, and he seems more like Duke Leto, and he seems like more of a father figure because that beard and the gray in the beard makes him look older, for one thing. And second of all, when it comes to the acting part of it, as for him being able to pull off that gravitas, you have to remember that Denis Villeneuve is directing this film. And I think he'll be able to pull that performance out of Oscar Isaac. Because let's be honest, Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams is no Denis Villeneuve. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you to all of my subscribers, and thank you for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification when new videos are uploaded.